So Blackburn Rovers continue their ambitious playoff push against Millwall this midweek. Stop right there! Rovers in a playoff push? That ended the final whistle went against Wigan Athletic. You're a shambles. Hang on there, it's not over until the mathematicians say it's over. You expect all the teams above Rovers to drop points? You're having a laugh. Have you not seen the fixture list? There's still a chance. Well, whatever you think, Blackburn Rovers back in action up against Millwall, and we'll talk about that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview, this time looking forward to Blackburn Rovers' latest match down in London, down the Den. That's right, up against Millwall. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to keep me bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related. Whatever else, championship related, what football related we got it all here. I've completely forgot what we got under the roof, boys. We got it all under the roof. That's right, under the old roof ski. Even the wife's chipping in there. But anyway, let's jump into the match in just a second. If you're new to the channel, of course, smash the old subscribe. One big shout out to the dream team of Patreons. William Shepherd, LG and Cal, Bianca Muller, Daniel Meller, Cody Cahoe, Joachim Johansson, Tom Beresford, Tom Clark, John Spurn, Russell Frost, Aztec, Marky B. Mark. They're the boys. Support the channel behind the scenes. They're doing all the donkey work. That's right. Putting a smile on my face. And we are actually looking for more guys to make it a dirty dozen and the baker's dozen. Of course, if you want to get stuck in with the channel in a bit more detail, support it in another way. Check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there. Including patreon.com/Roverseas. Check it out. Now, let's talk about the match. Of course, it's 3 to go for Rovers. Starting with this one, down at the Den. That's right, up against Millwall. Hopefully I've done all this right. Yes, there they pop. She pops. And hopefully the data's correct. Yes, Millwall, it is at the Den, managed by Gary Rowett. That's right, doing an absolutely phenomenal job as well. Last season they finished 21st in the Championship. They're up there in the playoff hunt at the minute. This game does take place on the 14th of July. Originally scheduled for... maybe that is wrong at the bottom there. 14th of September, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, we did play them early in the season. It was at Ewood, and we won 2-0. That's all that you need to know. The danger man, Tom Bradshaw, he knows where the back of the net is. He does know where the back of the net is. The record against Rovers, they played each other 43 times. They've won 10. We've won 22. There's been 11 draws as well. Last season, we did a bit of a double over them as well, picking up a 2-0 win at Ewood, just like we did early in the season. And we picked up a 0-0 draw at the Den last round. That's not going to do either of us any favours. So, right now, if you don't win, we should win. If we don't win, you should win. Keep us both, at least one of us, in the mix. Anyway, it does take place at the glorious The Den. So here we go. It's the tale of the tape here between two sides. Millwall averages around about 1.1 goal a game. We average around about 1.4. We get more possession than Millwall as well, 50.9. They average around about 51% possession. They have 44.9, average around about 45% possession as well. Pass accuracy, they have 67.6 compared to our 74.8. They have just slightly more shots per game, 11.4 to our 11.3. They have more tackles per game, 14.9 to our 14.4. We have more dribbles, 7.5 to the 6.7, and the disciplines are around about the same. We've got one more one more yellow than they do. Here's the tail of the tape in regards to goal scorers. Matt Smith, not the Doctor Who, because he's a Rovers fan, but the goal scorer. He's on 13 goals for the season for Millwall. Bradshaw's got himself 10. Watson's got 10, and Hutcho has got himself 5 as well. As for the yellows, Malimbi's got himself 9 yellows, 8 for Cooper, 7 for Wallace, and 7 for Wallace, the other Wallace as well. Fergie's got himself 1 red, Williams has got 1 red, and one of the Wallaces has got a red as well. As for the goal scorers for Rovers, Armstrong's got himself 15. Dakaru's got 10, of course. He's on the sidelines. He might be in the commentary booth. You never know. And Big DG has got himself 10, alongside Gallagher's got 5. Sorry, Graham's got 4. Gallagher's got 5. As for the yellows for Rovers, Lenihan's got 13. Charles has got 11. Bennett's got 8. And Johnson has 4. As for the Reds, Dak, Brereton, and Buckley have 1 red apiece. Here's my starting 11s. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm actually imagining Brereton to feature in this. I'm actually, that's probably going to go with this one. We'll start with the hosts. Białkowski between the sticks is a good goalkeeper. You know, very jealous that they've got him, and I think he's doing a key part of why they are where they are. And of course, another key part to that is their back three. They've got a solid back three, and I'd be jealous. I am jealous if I could have one of those, because we have one decent centre back. Of course, Tonson is amazing, but he's going to leave us in a couple of weeks. In fact, a matter of days, he'll be going back to Manchester City, and then we're going to be left with one centre back, a decent one. So we need another one. But they've got Cooper, Pearce, and Hutcho at the back there to make up a three-man back line. And then they've got Ferguson on the left, Williams on the right, maybe. Leonard and Woods in the middle of the field. Then they've got Bennett, who's on loan from Derby up there, alongside the other Wallace, or one of the Wallaces, and Bradshaw, of course, down the middle, scoring the goals. As for Rovers, I'm going to go with Watford between sticks, Frankie Costello at left back. I don't know why, because it's all we've got, really. Lennon alongside Thompson Adebayo and Ryan Nyambi on the right back, of course. The monster, the demon that is Nyambi. Don't muck about with him; he'll take your legs off. Travis, of course, on the left of the three-man field. Downing as well in there, and I put Rothwell in there as well because he scored a goal last time out, which means for me that's default. You start the next game. Armstrong on the left, Gallagher on the right, Holtby down the middle. You might see Brereton down the middle. You probably might see Brereton down the middle instead of you might see him. You might just see him because he's back from his 3-game suspension. And then that would leave the likes of Samuel, Gallagher and Holtby to be the game changers from the bench. You know, it's good having the 5 subs sometimes because I feel that we have the game changers to change it up. As long as we don't throw them all on at once. Like if you played Armstrong, Gallagher and Brereton, that's a lot of pace you're throwing out and a lot of lankiness you're going to throw at Millwall straight off the bat. Whereas if you play something like this, or DG down the middle, then you've got the likes of Holtby, Brereton, Samuel to come off the bench. So it's good. It's good options for Rovers, but unfortunately, ultimately, we need the result. Of course, a win keeps you in the playoff mix. A defeat goes home. A draw, you're both out. That's what I see this one. So this is massive. There's some stats and figures for you for Millwall. The amount of goals that they conceded, 24 of them have come through open play, 18 set pieces, 5 penalties and 2 counter-attacks. The amount of goals they've scored, 26 of them through open play, 14 set pieces, 2 counter-attacks, 2 penalties and 2. Let's take a look at some stats and figures here for you. So Millwall, the shots received, 64% of all the shots that received to come through the middle of the field there, and 50% within the 18-yard box, 42% outside the box. As for shots taken by Millwall, 69% down the middle, 17 coming down the right-hand side, and 54 within the 18-yard box. As for the touches, a lot of the touches coming down the right, 42% of all attacking avenues coming down that right-hand side. 36 down 11, and the ball is kept in the middle third with Millwall 43% of the time. As for Rovers, 37% of all their goals scored have come through open play, 15 have come through set pieces, 4 penalties and 4 OGs. As for goals conceded, 37 through open play, 8 penalties, 7 set pieces, 3 counter-attacks and 1 OG. As for the attacking areas, have I got this one right? No, it's a little bit all over the place here. So shots received by Rovers, 62% within the middle, 17 down the right-hand side, 21 down the left, 52% are within the 18-yard box, 42% outside the box. As for shots by Rovers, 70% down the middle, 16 down the left and 14 down the right. 56% of all shots are taken within the 18-yard box. 38% outside the box, including Adam Armstrong, who loves a Bobby Dazzler from range. As for shots, touches by Rovers, 39%. As for attacking avenues, 39% of all of our attacking avenues coming down the right-hand side. That's the Nyambi effect right there. And our ball is kept in the middle third 41% of the time. What to expect for the game here? The strengths for Millwall: attacking set pieces, aerial duels, shooting from direct from free kicks, creating scoring chances, and defending set pieces. Their weaknesses: finishing scoring chances, keeping possession of the ball, defending against long shots, protecting the lead. Their style of play: Millwall controlling the game in the opposition half, attacking down the right, playing with width, attempting crosses, often taking long shots, long balls, and non-aggressive. Rovers' strengths: not many of them, create long shot opportunities and defending set pieces. Our weaknesses is avoiding the offside, protecting the lead, and our style of play is attacking down the middle, rotating the 11, and playing the offside trap. The forecast says Blackburn Rovers will score from a long shot. Okay, let's take a look at the form book over the years between these two sides. In fact, it's good reading if you're a Rovers fan. The last 6 encounters see 0 wins for Millwall, 3 wins for Rovers, and 3 draws. They did play early in the season at Ewood Park as a 2-0 win for Rovers. Derek Williams and Bradley Dack on the score sheet back in September. Meanwhile, the last debate in the Den was a 2-0 win for Rovers as well. Joe Nuttall and Adam Armstrong. So it's a good run for Rovers over the course of time. It's either a 2-2 draw, or it's either a draw or a win for Rovers. That's what it's been, and that's what we like to keep it. That's in both home and away. If you want to take a look at the Den, it's also good reading for Rovers as well, as we're unbeaten in the last 6 encounters down at the Den, picked up 3 wins and 3 draws as well, including a win last time out, but before that it was back-to-back draws. If you go all the way back to 2002 in the FA Cup, we beat them 1-0 with Andy Cole on the score sheet. Goodness gracious me. The form book heading into this, though, is more better reading for Millwall. They've lost once at the past 5. In fact, only picked up 2 wins at the past 5 as well, beating Hull City last time out and Charlton not too long ago. Rovers come into this in an okay bit of form. They turned a corner a little bit it. 4 points of the possible 6, but really it's pretty still shitty form, and they need to win the next 3 games if they want to be in the conversation of the top 6. And basically just win this one, and we'll talk about the next one next time around. Of course, going into this with a 1-1 draw against West Brom. Also beat Cardiff 3-2 at their place the last time that we were on the road, but we're also pretty shitty against on the road because we lost back-to-back Barnsley and Wigan as well not too long ago. As for the form away, home form for Millwall's looked pretty pants. They've drawn a lot of games recently, only picking up 4 draws at the possible last 6 games, so without a win at home for a while. And that includes games before the lockdown. In fact, games after lockdown, they've only drawn once, lost twice. Meanwhile, Rovers come into this, of course, their away form is okay on the grand scheme of things. 2 wins in the past 6 games, losing 3 in the past 4, though. It's not brilliant. Where does it rank in the table? Well, the overall form sees Millwall in 13th spot, 8 points out of a possible 18. Rovers are in 16th spot, 7 points out of a possible 18. So it's similar, but Millwall do have the edge. As for home form, Millwall currently find themselves in 19th spot, picking up 4 points from the past 18 possible. As for Rovers, they're in 7th, but that doesn't matter. We're playing away. As for away form for Rovers, we're down at 18th. Millwall are up as high as 2nd. So I think if offered, maybe Millwall would switch to have the game at Ewood Park. Let's take a look at what's on the horizon for these two sides. Of course, Millwall will be taking on QPR and then Huddersfield. They beat Rovers. They've got 2 very winnable games there, and the same could be said for Rovers. You beat Millwall, you got 2 very winnable games on the horizon, and then if you can win this game coming up on the 14th of July, I can't see why you won't win the next 2. If you get 9 points out of the possible 9. You should be in the conversation, but it depends on what goes on elsewhere. Of course, a lot of the other teams are button heads. This is the situation of the goal scoring stakes. There's not really too much to look at for both Millwall and Rovers. Mitrovic leads the way, 24 goals. Watkins has got 24 goals. Graben's got 20. Grant's got 18. Ben Rama's up there now with 17. Bamford's up there with 16. And Bembo's up there with 15. Woodrow 14. And Luke Djokovic also got 14. As for the assists, Pereira's got 16. Eliason's got 12. Millwall, there he is. Wallace has got 10. Swifty Boy's got 10. And Tomlin has 9. As for the key teams out in the division at the moment, possession-wise, Leeds lead the way still, 59.8% possession. Fulham are second, 58.5%. Brentford, West Brom, and QPR make up the top 5. As for the most aggressive, Charlton lead the way, 100 yellows. That's a century of yellows for them. 83 yellows for Derby, 6 reds in second spot. Wigan, 3rd. Sheffield Wednesday, 4th. Barnsley are 5th. As for the aerial duels, this one's a close encounter here. Birmingham, 55.6% of old aerial duels won. West Brom are 2nd. Millwall in 3rd, 53.2%. Brentford are in 4th, 52.8%. And then Blackburn are there in 5th spot, 52.2%. As for shots per game, Leeds lead the way on this one, 16.4 shots per game. West Brom 14.8, Brentford got 14.6, Barnsley 30.9, and Fulham are 13.6. As for pass accuracy, Fulham leads the way on this as well, 83.3% passes reach their intended target. Leeds are 2nd, Brentford 3rd, Derby 4th, and West Brom are 5th. Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on elsewhere. Of course, it is another barnstorming week out in the Championship. I think the fixtures kind of ease up a little bit, or it's not as juicy as it is right now. This is a very juicy week. West Brom against Fulham. A defeat for West Brom opens up the door for Brentford, I'll tell you that right now. Wigan against Hull. Again, must-win game for Wigan and Hull. If they win that, they've got a good old chance to get themselves out of the relegation zone. Wigan might not be visually in the relegation zone, but still, they've got that 12-point hoodoo hanging over their heads. Reading are in no man's land. They're against Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough need to win that game. Of course, it's win or bust for Millwall and Blackburn in the game of the week at the Den. Luton, again, must beat QPR. I've got nothing to play for. But that's easier said than done. Cardiff against Derby, that's another tough one. It's at 6th and 7th, duking out for the top 6 right there. Sheffield Wednesday against Huddersfield again. That's a bit of a dead rubber, but Huddersfield need a point, or at least a couple of points anyway. A couple of wins still to secure themselves. Into Wednesday, we have Bristol City again, duking for playoffs. Stoke duking for relegation. Brentford and Preston both compete for automatics and playoff. Forest against Swansea again, 2 teams battling out as well. Birmingham not out of the woods just yet for relegation, and Charlton still looking over the shoulder, trying to get themselves out of it as well. And Leeds against Barnsley, and that's just pride on the line right there in an all Yorkshire affair. This is the table at the moment. Leeds lead the way, 84 points on the board, 3 points clear of West Brom. Brentford are in 3rd, 3 points adrift. And then it's Fulham, Forest, and Cardiff in that 6th spot, that massive 6 point, with 64 points on the board. 1 point ahead of their fellow Welsh compatriots, Swansea, who are 1 point clear of Preston, and Millwall, who are 1 point clear of Derby, who are 1 point clear of Rovers. That's how tight it is in the top 12. Down the foot of the table, it's Barnsley, Luton, and Hull going down as it appears. But of course, Wigan with a 12-point deduction would be actually on 42 points, which will put them bottom and actually save Hull. That's that. Goodness gracious me, that's the game in this week. Of course, it's bedlam. It's absolute bedlam in the Championship and football across the big countries. It's just never stopping. Of course, everyone's trying to get the seasons as close to complete by the end of July. After this, Rovers got 2 games left, and it could all be a very exciting ending, or it could be as flat as a pancake, depending on what goes on this one. For me, It's a must-win for Rovers. Lose this. You can't win. You can't draw this. Well, maybe mathematically you can still draw. You'll be on 61 points, and if Cardiff were to lose, they'll be on 60. You know, yes, you could still mathematically be in it, but realistically, you need to win this game. You need to win this game, and then you could be in the conversation for the final two games. That's what is on the stake for both Rovers and for Millwall. Yeah. I'll be doing a live. Well, no, I won't be doing a live. I'll do an instant reaction, of course, to the match after the final whistle and a detailed review as well. And then we'll do the predictions and all that kind of stuff for the next match day, which will be match number 44. Goodness gracious me, it's never ending. So be sure to give this video some love. Smash the thumbs up if you're a Millwall fan. Smash the thumbs up if you're a Blackburn Rovers fan. Smash the thumbs up if you're lost and you're just here anyway. And of course, smash the subscribe button if you're new. New videos every single day on the channel. Check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there: Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. That's the way to do it. I need to lie down. I'm going to see you all very, very soon. Until then, come on, Rovers. Make it a win for me and everybody else, but mainly for me. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.